don't. Other than that, I was surprised I wasn't able to set. Oh, wait a minute. I think I might know who will want that book. Now that I think about it. Let me go back to my horses inventory. I think I might know. Oh, yeah. I would sell the book. It's stolen. It still has the stolen icon on it, so that's the reason why it hasn't been sold. I was smart not selling it. I'm gonna visit the scribe. 503 groschen for my thing. Always like to pay it out anyway. I don't know. What's the point in the indulgence pay? Am I like wanted in somewhere? Did I commit crimes? I need to look it up because I need to figure out is there any benefits for paying indulgences? So like kingdom come, because they don't explain any of it. So paying indulgence, like what does it do? Because I know in the second one, it pretty much like if you're wanted somewhere, it'll sweep it under the rug. So indulgence boxes are the easy way to boost your reputation in an area by paying a certain amount of groschen depending on your current reputation. Oh, okay. What is this, a boost of reputation? Alright, that's good to know. If that's the case, I don't mind paying it. Well, how much money do I have actually? I'm about to pay 5 hundo. Let's wait. I'm going to talk to the scribe first, see if I can purchase some books from him. We'll talk about this armor, but I don't really care about the armor.
I met the local beggar. Barrow was her name.
She's here again? Oh, confound it. But we'll get rid of her somehow, you'll see.
What? But
You didn't give her any money, I hope? Rabble like that are like stray cats. Feed them once, and you'll never get rid of them.
No, she just told me you might know where I could get some armor.
Armor? Unless you want to join the local watch, I don't think I can help you. Unless maybe Radovan, the blacksmith from Takhov. We might sell you something.
But Barrow told me you might know of something better. The armor of some Brunswick?
Oh, that. Lad, 'tis but a legend.
What legend?
It's hard to explain. There are actually 2 legends, or even 3. Well, it doesn't really matter. Why are you so interested anyway? Fine armor like that belongs in the hands of a knight.
Well, I'm not quite a knight. Let's see. Looks like I have a better chance with this one. Or interested in blacksmith.
That may be true. But even the finest armor has to pass through the hands of the master blacksmith who forged it. Well, I might be only an apprentice, but that's all the more reason I should take an interest in such things and learn something.
Well,
hell
that's
yeah.
very wise of you, all right. So, in short, they say the armor of ancient Bohemian prince Brunswick is hidden here, waiting for some valiant knight to find it. I don't believe it, of course. After all, I'm educated. But you'd be surprised how many fools have set off to find it.
Who was Brunswick?
Who exactly was this Brunswick?
You don't know, lad? Educate yourself. Brunswick was a famous Czech prince who won the lion for our country's coat of arms.
Really? How is it that I've never heard of him?
Perhaps because he never existed. Prince Vladislav II got the lion for our coat of arms, for helping Emperor Frederick I, known as Redbeard.
But you just said that...
Brunswick is just a legend, but a quite lovely one, I'll give you that.
I want to know more anyway.
Could you recount for me the legend of Brunswick?
Well, why not? Brunswick was a valiant Bohemian prince. he lived in a time when our country had an eagle on its coat of arms, but that wasn't good enough for him. So he decided to head out into the world and gain the mark of a more powerful animal.
A man after my own heart.
You may think so, but his wife was none too happy. Her name was Ludmilla, and she begged Brunswick 100 times to stay home, but he just couldn't be persuaded. Still, he loved her very much, so he took her ring and told her that unless someone came and showed her that ring during the next 7 years, she should wait for his return. But if he failed to return after 7 years, that would mean he would never return.
Then what happened next?
Brunswick's party set out to sea, but didn't get far. They were drawn in by an island with a mysterious mountain of amber that holds all ships and prevents them from leaving. Over time, the men on the deserted island died of starvation, leaving only Brunswick, who noticed that once a year a great bird called No came to the island to hunt. And so the clever knight hid in his horse's hide at just the right time. And when the bird came, it mistook him for prey and carried him away. So Brunswick wandered on. After some time on the road, the prince came across something unprecedented. A duel between a lion and a 9-headed dragon. So, what do you think Brunswick did at that moment?
Well, considering what he later added to the coat of arms, I expect he helped the lion, eh?
Smart. Brunswick rushed to out the lion, and together they killed the dragon. And from that time on, they were stalwart companions. The lion even followed him all the way back to Bohemia. Except, by then, it was already too late. It had already been exactly 7 years to the day since Brunswick set off on his journey. His wife, Ludmilla, who had until that time valiantly resisted all suitors, was about to remarry. But at the wedding feast, Brunswick managed to drop the ring.
Listening about a legend.
So it all turned out well. For Brunswick, that is. Not so for Ludmilla's new groom, but the lion took care of that.
Where did Brunswick's armor come from?
It is said that George the Lion of Württemberg brought it here. He was the nephew of Lord Chenjek of Württemberg, who built Trusky. This George spent a lot of time with King Wenceslas. A suspiciously long amount of time, if you know what I mean.
I don't understand.
Don't worry too much about it. It's just an old wives' tale. And it is said that one day, a lion escaped from the king's menagerie, and George overpowered it with his bare hands and laid it at the king's feet, still alive. As a reward, Wenceslas gave young Württemberg the name Lion and the armor of his ancestor, Prince Brunswick. Only Sir George didn't live to enjoy it for long. He caught the plague at a tournament abroad, and died on his way back to his king, specifically while visiting his uncle here at Trusky. Of course, the king wanted his armor back, but Lord Chenjek didn't want to give it to him, claiming he had the hereditary right to it. It looked like Wenceslas would lay siege to Trusky, but fortunately Lord Chenjek was completely destitute by then, so he sold all of Trusky and the armor to the king.
Chenjek was broke. How come?
Because of building his castle. Trusky may be impressive, but it's too expensive for a nobleman. Even the king had difficulty paying for such a castle.
Well, if the king was so endeared with Brunswick's armor, why did he leave it here?
Because he didn't have any choice, my friend. He never found the armor. Lord Chenjek was as cunning as a fox. While he did leave the armor here, he never told anyone where. It's said he hid it so it could only be found by a true knight, each piece in a different place. Or so they say round these parts. Who knows if there's any truth to the tale?
And do you know where I could find Brunswick's armor?
Yes, lad, if it even really exists. But I do have a little bit of advice for you. Sir Chenjek who they say hid the armor, left behind a riddle. It's a test that
Hmm.
must be passed by whoever wants to find it. Do you want to hear it?
Tell me the riddle.
And how did that riddle go?
How was it? I've got it. Take your leave of crone and maiden, standing tall behind the gates. Boldly go towards true midnight. In caverns cold your prize awaits. Pass through the all of forest kings, hidden deep from hunter's gaze. Standing tall, 2 guards of stone, behind whom yearned for treasure lays. Between them stands a mighty rock, a subtle niche, yet deeper still, a place to give one's art to God. Behold, my armor gleaming still.
Hmm.
The crone and the maiden towards midnight. We've got east, west, midday, midnight. Bloody hell. I think I know where it is.
Really? Well, seems you've got something between your ears then, lad. And you know what? I've got something else for you. Sir George, who previously owned the armor, wanted to have a nice poleaxe made in Prague too, but he died of the plague before he could do it. I'm not too certain about Brunswick and his armor, but this is certainly true because I have a copy of George's order here. Here, take it as a keepsake. And now go.
Brunswick polearm. Well, I just make that. If I have the materials to do so, I probably will. I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't steal wine of all things. All right. I'll probably try and get that, try and get the Lion's Crest mission done a little bit later. I'm gonna put that aside for a second. What we should probably do, semi-urgent, is do the bad blood thing. See if we can find out what happened to the lady.
Welcome. What can I do for you?
Have you seen a young girl selling baskets here? Her name is Pavlena.
Eh? What Pavlena? Go and talk to Pa about such things. He's the bailiff here, you know.
So you haven't seen her? You're about the same age, I'd say.
For Christ's sake, I already told you. I can't wait till I'm wedded and living in Semine. I've had it up to here.
Oh yeah, she's the bride.
Pestering me all the time. Be with you.
Oof. Sure that guy wants to marry her?
Good day to you. What would you like?
Have you seen a young girl selling baskets here? Her name is Pavlena.
Isn't she the daughter of Bozhena, the herb woman? Between you and me, don't ask too many questions about that one. They ain't got a good name here. But no, I haven't seen her here. God be with you.
I wonder if the tavern
Says he was in the water
owner
just a week,
knows.
judging by the state of his body.
So what? Somebody did him in and chucked him into the water.
But the river there has a powerful current. The dead man had been floating down the river for at least a week.
Without anyone noticing.
Exactly. And that's not all. The dead man had a gold chain round his neck. Can you
Oh?
believe it?
Where is
Someone
this?
bumped him off and didn't even rob him.
That is strange. I reckon something devilish was involved. You don't see something like that every day.
Farewell for now.
Take care. Best of luck to you.
Makes me wonder. Let's talk to her real quickly.
God
be with you?
I'm looking for Pavlena, the daughter of the herb-woman from Zhelyov. Do you know her?
Aye, I do. Pavlena still comes here from time to time, selling baskets, ointments, and whatnot. I ain't seen her around in a while, though. Why are you looking for her?
She hasn't been home for a long time, so Bozhena sent me to look for her. When she left, she was heading here.
If I was you, I'd go and ask at the rat house. Or Yezhek the Cooper. That old goat had his eye on her one time. Only she wouldn't have him if he was the last man alive. Can't say I blame her. That Yezhek's a drunken sot.
Do you think anyone would want to harm Pavlena?
Bozhena's not too popular here since that misfortune with Yakesh's wife, Ludmilla. But no one holds a grudge against Pavlena. She was only a young lass at the time.
What was that about a misfortune with Ludmilla?
That was way back. She was the midwife here. She'd give the women herbs and whatnot when they called for her. But then something happened when she was helping out at Yakesh's. His wife, Ludmilla, died, and a child was stillborn. A tragedy it was, and then Bozhena, she left.
Just like that?
Well, to tell the truth, we drove her out.
Oh? Why was that?
Better ask Yakesh if you want to know more. He's often by his son's grave. It's next to the farm.
What's this Yezhek like? And what do you mean about him having his eye on Pavlena?
He wanted to get married, and no sensible girl around here would have a drunkard like him, so he figured Pavlena might be an easier bet. He promised her a home in the village, but the girl wasn't so dumb as to fall for it. He's hardly got 2 groschen to rub together, and his house ain't no palace neither. All she'd have out of it is a heartache, and a bunch of brats as pig ugly as their old man.
And where might I find this Yezhek?
If he ain't boozing here at the tavern, he'll be on the way here or at home.
Thanks. And do you think this Yezhek might have done something to her? Like abduct her because she scorned him?
Nah, he ain't got it in him. He's all mouth, but he'd never raise his hand to a woman. And even if he did, Pavlena would probably give him a hiding. Just recently, he got a black eye from this skinny fella here. He's a weakling and a wretch. He wouldn't have a chance with Pavlena.
Thank you for all the info. I just noticed I don't have a secondary weapon on there. What is it, buddy? Should I praise you? You're a good doggo. Alright. Let's see, which one's the optional one first? Oh, I can't tell from here. Ask the bailiff about... Okay, that's optional. I'm trying to get as much information as I can before I, like, do anything.
Why don't you write a complaint?
Are you pestering your scribe? Yeah, let's not do that.
I'm looking for Pavlena, the daughter of Bozhena from Zhelyov. She comes here selling baskets and other items.
Aye, I know her.
Do you know if she's been here in the last few days, Master Bailiff? I'm a bit worried about her.
I haven't seen her myself, but you can ask around the village. Try the houses along the road to Zhelyov. She'd have to pass that way.
What can you tell me about Pavlena?
She used to live here with her mother, but then we drove them out. She's not the kind of girl you'd notice much, but she knows how to take care of herself. I let her come round here because, well, maybe I've gotten soft in my old age. But I reckon children shouldn't have to pay for their parents' sins.
That is true.
What do you think?
I heard something about that. Why did you drive them out back then?
Bozhena was our midwife. It ain't the cleanest trade, but it's needed. Women all over the domain used to call for her help with births. Only, as it turned out, bad help is worse than no help at all. I won't go digging up old grievances, but believe me, we had cause enough to drive that old witch out of here.
Has Pavlena got any friends here? Acquaintances?
There's Roman, who brings us wood.
Roman? Who's he?
A woodcutter like his father. May he rest in peace. He lives just off the green. His hair is red like embers. You can't miss him.
And Pavlena's on friendly terms with him?
You could put it like that. Roman's pa wouldn't be too happy about his son being with an outsider like her. But all he can do now is look down and weep. Not that Roman ain't a decent lad. Honest and hard-working. It wouldn't surprise me if Pavlena left her ma to be with him.
Well, I don't think that's likely. Pavlena left all her things at home.
Still and all, you could go and ask Roman if he's seen her or not.
Right.
Do you think anyone here would want to hurt Pavlena?
Troskovich is a decent village. You'd better watch your mouth.
You sure about that?
What's new in the county, Master Bailiff?
I was just visited by one of the local peasants.
Oh.
He said he found more fresh graves behind his field.
We've
What do you
heard
mean?
this
We've
before.
had nothing, and that's
That sounds interesting.
I should probably check those graves out. At some point in time, I need to. Okay. H is optional. Ask the woodcutter about Pavlena. Alright. We'll do that first. Do, 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 do.
Praise the Lord.
Hit. Ah.
Oh, you mutt.
What? Okay, he lives somewhere around here then. Oh. Are you asking about Roman?
You're looking for Roman? I also need to find him. To ask if he knows where Pavlena is.
That sweetheart of his? Well now, I hadn't thought of that. They could be together somewhere, so you can help me look for him.
Where do you think Pavlena and Roman might be?
Not long ago, Roman was talking over a beer about how him and Pavlena wanted to leave and start a new life.
Okay.
Somewhere where no one knows her and her ma.
You think they'd really do it?
I took it all with a grain of salt, but after what he told me last time, anything is possible. For Christ's sake, he's got a whole house his pa left him. He wouldn't just leave it on account of her, would he?
Well, I don't know about Roman, but I've been at Pavlena's, and it didn't look like she was getting ready to leave.
She might have done it in secret, and she'd have reason enough. Believe me. Best to go and look in Roman's house. That should clear things up.
Wait, though. What was it you were going to say about Pavlena? What did Roman tell you? Why would he want to move away with Pavlena now?
No, I shouldn't have said anything.
Tell me.
Tell anyone.
I'll break all your fingers. Let's see. I got a higher skill check when it comes to this.
Look at me.
I'm a god.
Trust me. I won't breathe a word to anyone.
Oh, all right. Pavlena is expecting a child. It's Roman's bastard.
Really?
Ooh.
And who else knows about it?
Roman says he told only me. But who Pavlena might have told, I couldn't say. I don't reckon she's got many friends, though.
Now I see why they wanted to leave together.
Aye, that's just what I was thinking. We really should check out Roman's house. Then we'd know for sure.
All right. Let's go and take a look at Roman's.
Great, that is, you can go there.
Hang on, you said you two were friends. Why would I
Dig.
go there alone?
For one thing, I have to work. And besides, how would it look if anyone saw me breaking down his door? My reputation would be ruined, whereas you, no offense, you're a stranger. You don't have to worry about your good name, do you? But me, I'd lose my livelihood.
I'll do it if you pay me.
Well, I can do it. But you ought to give me something for insurance. I'm the one sticking my neck out here. Well, if I'm caught there, I'll need a few groschen to bribe the catchpoles, so I don't end up in the stocks.
True enough. Here you are.
Hey,
Sure to do it.
hell yeah.
After you search the place, come back
Oh,
and let me know
25
what you
groschen.
found. I'll be around here somewhere.
So is this house... Wait a minute. I might as well keep gathering information though, because I want to have the full story. Oops, sorry. Want to have the absolute full story before we get into any other details. We'll get into his house eventually. Wait a fucking minute. Okay, never mind.
Good doggy. Good boy.
Yes, he is a good boy. He will always be a good boy. Hit. Right. After all that hardcore parkour, I need to wash myself off. Before I talk to this guy. Is it just gathering? Well, let's double check things. Alright, we're good. So, yeah, it's just asking about Pavlina. But I should also figure out what's going on in the past and all that too.